Hey everyone, and welcome back to The Explainer. Today, for episode 19, we're diving deep into something that's changing the internet as we know it. How AI is turning our websites from static pages into living, intelligent things. And our guide for this journey is chapter 18 from the incredible book Coaching Website Development by Zahair Ahmad Mir. It really lays out a practical roadmap for making your website not just seen, but actually understood.
And we're going to kick things off with a quote from the author that honestly captures the entire mission perfectly. Your website should not only speak, it should listen, understand, and respond. Now, that isn't just some clever line, right? This is a huge shift in philosophy. We're moving away from websites that are just one-way broadcasts and stepping into the world of a real digital conversation.
So, what's the big problem this chapter is trying to solve? Well, it's this old school habit of treating our websites like they're just glossy digital brochures. You know the type. They look professional, they display some information, but they don't really do anything. That model, it's officially a thing of the past. And this slide just lays it out so clearly. The old way was a monologue. It was a digital brochure just speaking at your users. But the new way, what the source calls a living website, well, that's a dialogue. It gets you. It converses with you. It adapts in real time. Seriously, think of it like the difference between a static signpost on the side of the road and having a personal guide right there with you. This right here is the bottom line, and this coach's insight from the book absolutely nails it. A website that understands its user is worth more than one that only displays information. Why? Because that understanding, that's what leads to people sticking around longer and getting way better results. It's a huge shift from just throwing facts at a screen to creating real, genuine value for every single person who visits. Okay, so let's flip this around and look at it from the user's point of view, because this change isn't just about some cool new tech. It's a direct response to a massive shift in what we, as visitors, now expect from any website we land on. And here are those expectations, plain and simple. People want instant answers. They're not looking to fill out a contact form and wait 24 hours for a reply. They expect smart, personalized recommendations, just like Netflix and Amazon do. They want to see content that feels like it was put there just for them. And they want communication that feels, well, human. A static brochure, it just can't deliver on any of this anymore. So right about now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds amazing, but I am not a data scientist. Where do I even begin? Well, here's the good news. The source gives us this fantastic, super accessible roadmap. It breaks down AI integration into 3 clear levels, which means there is a starting point for absolutely everyone. And here it is, that 3-level roadmap. The most important thing to see here isn't about which level is best. It's the fact that you don't have to jump straight into the deep end with the most complex stuff. You can start small, right at the beginner level, get an immediate win, and just build from there. It's a really practical, step-by-step way to innovate. So, let's look at level 1. The key takeaway? No tech skills needed. I mean it. You can add an AI chat widget, generate a dynamic FAQ page, or set up smart forms that actually respond to what a user types in, and you can often do it with just a few clicks using tools already out there. This is what we call the low-hanging fruit, and it can have a huge impact right away. Now, stepping up to level 2, we get into what are called low-code solutions. And this is where things get really, really interesting. You can start offering personalized product recommendations, automatically generate follow-up emails, or even score your leads based on how they're behaving on your site. This is the point where your website starts to feel truly intelligent and even proactive. And finally, at the advanced, full-stack level, wow, the possibilities are just incredible. We're talking about custom chatbots that are trained specifically on your own business data, AI-powered analytics dashboards, voice assistants, and even predictive analytics that can guess what a user needs before they even know they need it. This is the absolute peak of the living website. Now, the book puts a special spotlight on one feature in particular because it's become the most popular way for businesses to get started with website AI, and that's the AI chatbot. So why the special spotlight? Well, according to the source, this is the #1 single most requested feature clients are asking for right now. It's totally moved beyond being a nice-to-have gadget. It's become a modern must-have for any website that wants to compete. So what makes them so powerful? As you can see, it's a whole mix of things. You get 24/7 customer support that literally never sleeps. You get instant answers that get rid of any frustration for your users. You get an automated machine for capturing leads. And it all works together to boost sales and build real trust with your audience. So, as we start to wrap this up, let's bring it all back to that core idea from the very beginning. We've gone from a website that just speaks to one that can actually listen. So the real question now is, what will your website say once it finally starts that conversation? And that brings us to our final thought. Just let this question sink in for a second. If your website could truly listen to every single visitor, what is the very first thing it would learn about them? What patterns would it notice? What problems could it solve instantly? That right there, that is the incredible potential unlocked by the principles in this chapter. The answer to that question? That's your first step toward building a website that doesn't just talk, but one that
Explore exactly how to transform your website from a passive page into a powerful, AI-driven asset. Let's get right into it.
So welcome to The Explainer, and for this one, our 19th episode, we are really diving deep into a specific, super powerful roadmap to make that transformation happen.
You know, our insights for this session come from a guide that is just incredibly practical. We're pulling everything directly from the excellent 18th chapter
Of the truly comprehensive book, Coaching Website Development, written by Mr. Zahir Ahmad Mir. It's just an exceptional resource, and our entire goal here is to distill its absolute best strategies for you. Okay, so let's start with that big question. Seriously, think about all the effort, the hours, the energy you pour into your work. Now, take a hard look at your website. Is it matching that energy? Is it an asset that's actually driving your business forward? Or is it just another task on your to-do list?
Well, if you're feeling like it's the second one, you are in exactly the right place. Because over the next few minutes, we're going to lay out a crystal clear plan to give your website a major promotion, from a simple online page to the AI-powered core of your entire operation.
All right, first things first. The most immediate and honestly the most impactful promotion for your site is to teach it how to talk. I mean, giving it a voice to answer questions, guide your visitors, and engage them 24/7. It's like having a dedicated assistant who literally never sleeps.
And you might be thinking this is going to be super technical, but you'd be surprised how simple it is. I mean, look at this. Using a tool like Chatbase, it's just 4 steps. You upload, you train, you copy, you paste. That's it. No complex coding. Now, the only thing to really remember is this. The quality of your training data, your FAQs, help docs, product info, that directly determines how smart your bot is. Better input means a way smarter assistant. And this right here really highlights the incredible return on your time. As our source puts it, this whole thing is a 10-minute task. But for your customers, when they land on your site and get an instant, helpful, accurate answer to their exact question, that feels like magic. It is such a small effort for a huge, huge impact on their experience.
Okay, so your website can talk. What's next? Well, the next logical step in its career is learning how to listen. And I mean really listen. This is about going way beyond just collecting information and starting to truly understand what your visitors want and need.
Think about that boring old contact form. With a little AI, it's not passive anymore. It becomes smart because of stuff like this. It can offer autofill suggestions to make things faster. It can figure out if someone is a sales lead or a support question. It checks information as it's typed to prevent errors. And the best part? It can trigger automations, instantly sending the request to the right person. This turns a chore into a genuinely helpful interactive experience.
And listening isn't just about forms, right? Let's talk about your website's search bar. For most sites, it's just a basic keyword matcher. But with AI, you can completely transform it from a simple tool into a genuine research assistant that actually understands natural language.
The secret here is context. A traditional search bar might just see student or AI and give you a jumbled mess of results. But an AI-powered search, like in this example, it understands the relationship between those words. It gets that the user is a student who wants to learn, so it serves up articles that are truly relevant, not just pages stuffed with keywords.
Now, this ability to listen and understand context leads us straight to the next big promotion. After learning to talk and listen, a truly advanced website learns to recognize and remember its visitors. It starts tailoring the experience just for them. This is the power of personalization. This slide illustrates it perfectly. It's one single website, but it's showing 2 completely different realities based on who is visiting. A student sees upcoming courses and study tips. A teacher logs in and bam, they get classroom resources and curriculum updates. Each person gets exactly what they need without any of the clutter they don't.
And the applications here are just endless. You can recommend products because you know what they've been looking at. You can suggest the next blog post based on what they just finished reading. Why does this work so well? Because it makes every single visitor feel like the website was built specifically for them, which builds a ton of engagement and trust. What could you do with that kind of power?
So, this brings us to the ultimate goal. Your website can talk, it can listen, and it can recognize people. Now it's time to put all those skills together and give it a real job to do. This is where automation kicks in, turning your website into a proactive, autonomous member of your team.
I want you to think of your website as your newest employee. And this employee never sleeps, never takes a break, and never ever forgets a task. Automation is the system that connects all its new skills, the chatbot, the smart forms, the personalization, and makes them all work together to just get stuff done.
This slide just shows the simple but incredibly powerful logic of automation. If this happens, then that happens. If a form gets filled out, then a confirmation email is sent. If a class is booked, then the schedule updates automatically. These are all those small, repetitive tasks that eat up so much of our time, and now your website can handle them instantly and perfectly.
And please, don't underestimate the massive impact of automating those small tasks. Our source offers this powerful insight. If you automate just 10 of these simple little processes, you can free up 100 hours every single month.
Just let that sink in for a second. 100 hours. That is more than 2 full work weeks every single month that you or your team get back. That's time you can now spend on what really matters: strategy, innovation, connecting with your customers on a deeper level. That is the true power of a website that actually works for you.
So, what's next for our newly promoted, fully employed website? Well, the next frontier is moving beyond text and clicks. It's about giving your website a literal voice and tapping into the most natural form of human communication we have.
And this isn't science fiction, okay? These are features you can actually implement today. Imagine visitors searching your site just by speaking, or filling out forms by dictating their answers, or maybe having your articles read aloud to them while they're doing other things. This makes your site more accessible, way more convenient, and ultimately a lot more human.
So we've gone on this whole journey, from a static, boring page to an intelligent, automated team member that can now speak. It can talk, it can listen, it can recognize, and it can work. So the only question left is the one right on your screen. Now that it has all these amazing new abilities, what will you ask it to do next? The possibilities, they're not limited by technology anymore.
Seriously, let's dive in and see exactly how it's done.
Hey everyone, and welcome. This is episode 19 of The Explainer. And today, we're jumping into a topic that's, frankly, a total game changer for creators like us. How to build genuinely intelligent websites, even if you're starting from scratch. And you should know, for this entire deep dive, we are leaning on an absolutely fantastic source. Every single thing you're about to see, all the strategies, the step-by-step guides, the really inspiring stories, it's all pulled directly from the brilliant insights in Chapter 18 of the book, Coaching Website Development. This guide was written by the incredible Mr. Zahir Hamid Mir, and honestly, his work just breaks it all down so practically. We're so excited to be able to walk you through his expert advice today.
So let me just ask you this right off the bat. Do you really think you could build and launch your first AI feature in just half an hour? I know it sounds kind of crazy, but stick with me because the answer might just surprise you.
Okay, so let's be clear, this is not about becoming some PhD in machine learning overnight. Nope. It's about changing how we think about an intelligent website. It's really just about adding smart little features that make your site way more helpful and dynamic for your visitors. And this is probably the single most important idea to take away from this. This kind of technology, it's not locked up in some secret tech giant vault anymore. It's for everyone now. It's a tool, and it's built for creators, for small business owners, for students. It is built for you.
So, where on earth do you begin? You know, when we say AI features, it doesn't have to be some mind-bendingly complex thing. The best way to get started is actually with ideas that are pretty simple and, well, familiar.
And what's so cool about this is that you've already seen all of this stuff in action a million times. Recommending the most popular products on a shop or suggesting blog posts that are similar to the one you just read, that's the basic idea of a recommendation engine. It's just a system that makes a smart guess about what you might want to see next. It's simple, it's effective, and it's totally something you can do. All right, you ready to see the proof? Let's get our hands dirty. We're going to walk through the exact steps to build your very first AI feature, a chatbot, and we're going to do it super, super fast.
Just look at how easy this is. Seriously, you just go to a website like Chatbase. You feed it your own content, say your blog posts or your About Me page. It then spits out a little snippet of code for a chatbot that now knows all about you. You just copy that code, paste it into your website, and hit publish. That's it. 5 steps, done.
And boom, just like that, you did it. Your portfolio, your blog, whatever you're building, it now has a smart assistant ready to help visitors 24/7. How cool is that? Congratulations.
Now, if you're still a little bit skeptical, thinking it can't be that easy, let's look at a real-world story of someone who did exactly this. This one comes straight from the book. I want you to meet Zara. She's a 14-year-old creator from Islamabad. Okay, let that sink in. Not a seasoned engineer from Silicon Valley, but a talented young builder with a great idea. And just look at what she made for her school's website using these kinds of tools. A chatbot to answer student questions, AI-powered announcements, even a system to automate homework submissions. This isn't just a toy, it's a real, useful system that solved actual problems, and her school is now proudly showing it off. And this story just perfectly captures this note from the coach in the book. AI levels the field for young creators, talent becomes the only requirement. It really drives home the point that the old barriers, like needing a ton of money or connections, they just matter less and less. It's about your creativity and your drive. So we've covered the what, the how, and we've even seen an amazing real-world example. So now the spotlight shifts. The conversation isn't about what's possible anymore, it's about what you are going to build. So, are you ready? It all kicks off with just one simple choice. What's your first smart feature going to be? The book calls this the practice zone, which I love. Think of it like a menu. You could add that chatbot we talked about, or maybe a smart form that changes based on what people type, or hey, maybe a simple personalization feature. All the options are right here. Your first step is just to pick one. And making that choice, that's the start of a whole new chapter for your website and for you as a creator. The ability to build these incredible systems is literally at your fingertips right now. So let's do a super quick recap of what these things actually do for you, right? Chatbots mean your users get help anytime. Smart forms gather info in a much cooler way. Personalization makes every visitor feel special. And automation, well, it just saves you a ton of time. Every single one of these has a real-world purpose. And that leads us to the final thought from this chapter, and it's so, so important to hear this. AI features don't replace humans. They amplify human creativity. This tech isn't here to make you obsolete. It's here to give you superpowers. And now, the power to build intelligent